Ang ating pong pag-uusapan na may kinalaman sa pananampalataya by faith. Masyadong malawak, masyadong vague kung pag-uusapan paano tayo bubuhay by faith. Ano ibig sabihin ng living by faith? Simply says, mabuhay na may pagtitiwala sa Diyos. Ito yung uri ng pamumuhay na ang iyong pagtitiwala sa Kanya lubos na gagawin ang Kanyang layon sa ating buhay. Ganun lang kasimple. Pero para ang hirap gawin. Magandang araw sa ating lahat. Ito po yung lingkod, Fred de Guzman, ang life coach ng Squad 240 ng Santa Maria Philippine National Police. Magandang araw sa ating lahat at kapiling natin ang ating mga butihing squad members, pati mga kapatiran sa ating bansa and then outside the country. Join us and learn kung paano mabuhay ng may pananampalataya. Kung paano mabuhay na buo ang pagtitiwala doon sa Diyos na ating tagapagligtas. Sa loob ng susunod na 6 na buwan or susunod na mga taon, what do you expect to happen? Again, tayo po, lahat ng tao ay may hangarin matupad sa buhay. Hangarin ng iba, makapaminsala. Hangarin ng iba ay makakuha ng kapangyarihan. Hangarin ng iba ay pansarili. Pero nais po ng Diyos na the best would happen sa ating lahat. And God wants us to trust Him sapagkat yung gagawin niya sa atin, not only good, not only better, but what God can do to us is the best. Kailangan lang natin talagang magtiwala. Parang hirap gawin, pero alam nyo, araw-araw nagtitiwala tayo sa maraming bagay. Kung bakit nga lang sa pag sa Diyos na, minemenos ng mga tao. We ride vehicles, fly sa airplane, we do everything na buo ang loob mo na you will be okay, you will be fine. Pero bakit sa Diyos na siyang pinakamakapangyarihan sa lahat? Parang hirap natin pagtiwalaan. Nagtitiwala tayo sa doktor, hinihiwa ating katawan, halos biniyak ang buong parte ng ating katawan. Surgery sa sa utak, surgery sa puso, and yet, yung magandang resulta ay nangyayari because nagtiwala tayo sa kanila. God who gave them wisdom deserves our faith ng ating pagtitiwala. Sa Mark 11:24, therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire when ye pray, sabi ng Bible, believe that ye receive them and ye shall have them. So, manampalataya ka na tinanggap mo na at mapapasa iyo. Kung paniwalaan mo na, it's already in the bag. Ika nga, sa Hebrews 11:1, yung tinutukoy natin panampalataya ay isang kapanatagan. When we trust God, andun yung ating kapanatagan ng kalooban, kahit hindi pa nakikita. Iniintay mong mangyari. At dahil sa tiwala ka, panatang kalooban mo, alam mo na magaganap. Your faith pleases God. Kung paano titiwala tayo sa ating kapwa, sa authority above us, kung paano titiwala tayo sa ating sistema, doktor, kung saan-saan, God deserves our faith. Ang problema lang sa ngayon, how can we do that? Pati sa ministry, sa mga kapastoran, bakit may mga gawain ng Diyos na nakikita nating umuunlad, nakapagpapatuloy? Bakit may mga gawain na parang hanggang ngayon dugyot, nanlilimahid, napagtatawanan. It's a matter of faith. Hindi natin sinasabing mas magaling yung isa dun sa isa. Ang sinasabi lamang po natin, hindi makapagtatrabaho ang Diyos the way He wants it pagka tayo po ay walang tiwala sa Kanya. Kailangan nating mabuhay sa pananampalataya. Pananampalataya na wala kang gagawin. No, hindi po. Pananampalatayang may katalinuhan. Pananampalatayang may karunungan. At yun ang pag-uusapan natin. I hope this would bless our hearts. For example, Abraham, he was told to become the father of many nations. Even when there is no reason for hope. Matanda na siya. But since he has faith sa ating Panginoong Diyos, he kept hoping, believing that it would come. Yung ipinangako sa kanya ng Diyos would happen. And the fact of being the father of many nations really happened. Romans 4:18, sabi ng talata, magiging gayon ang iyong binhi. So, it was promised to Abraham, it happened. Tulungan tayo ng Panginoong Diyos na mabuhay by faith. How can we do that? Una, face the problem, but focus on the promise. Lagi tayo may suliranin. Sa tuwing tayo magtitiwala sa Diyos, sa tuwing mabubuhay tayo, araw-araw, lagi tayo nakaharap sa suliranin. But do not focus on the problem, focus on the promise. Lord, ito pong problema, pero tiwala ko sa iyo, lulutasin mo po ito. Lord, we have these challenges, pero Panginoon, alam ko po na hindi mo ko papabayaan. So, ganun pong gawin natin. And so, Abraham was told na ikaw ay magiging ama ng maraming bansa. Mula sa iyong bini, lalabas ang maraming tao. And he did not deny the fact. Alam ni Abraham that he was too old to have a child. Tulad ni Abraham, we should recognize yung realidad ng buhay natin. Yung sitwasyon na kinalalagyan natin. But have faith in God. That He is in control. That God is over and above every circumstances. Pagtiwalaan lang natin siya. Mahirap po talaga yan. Kaya kakaunti lang talaga ang kinakikitaan ng pagkilos ng Diyos. Why not be the first? Why not be one of those people na naka-experience ng milagro ng Diyos? Miracles still happen, mga kapatid. So, si Abraham, bagamat siya ay may edad na, at talagang ikangay amoy lupa na, so, but he still had that faith. Romans 4, verse 19, hindi humina ang pananampalataya ni Abraham, kahit siya 100 years old na. He figured his body was as good as dead. Wala na halos silbi. But because of his faith, Hebrews 11:11, it was by faith also, even Sarah was able to have a child. Isipin niyo naman, baog si Sarah. But she was able to bear a son dahil po sa pananampalataya. Palibhasa ay inari niyang tapat ang Diyos na nangako. Mga kapatid, binitiw na ng tao ang lahat ng bagay, wala nang, ika nga sinukuan na nila, but we won't give up. God can still make it happen. Huwag kang mawala ng pagtitiwala. And so, face the problem, but focus on the promises of God. Secondly, believe that God is willing. God is able to fulfill His promise. Napagkatiwalaan nga natin pangako ng tao, bakit yung pangako pa ng Diyos na siyang may likha sa atin, hindi natin mapagkatiwalaan. Napagkatiwalaan nga natin pangako ng kapitbahay natin At natupad naman. Ang iba naman hindi nga tinupad Pero Diyos po nangako, He will never fail you. He won't. So, He is able, He is willing to fulfill His promise. And when we pray, we talk to Him. Lord, ito po sitwasyon. Alam niyo naman, ito ang kalagayan ko. Lord, ito po ang circumstances. Alam mo, Panginoon, ang aking kabalisahan. Alam mo yung mga takot ko, pangamba ko. Alam mo, Panginoon. So, pagtiwalaan mo yung gagawin niya. When we read the Bible, God talks to us about His promise. When you read His Word, ipinapaalala niya sa atin. Ito ang pangako ko sa iyo, nakasulat. Pinaniniwalaan ang mga dokumento. Yun ang batayan. God has His document for us to believe. Biblia ang nagsabi. Di pinangako niya, hindi niya kailanman bibiguin. Romans 4:20 and 21, Abraham never wavered in believing God's promises. In fact, ang kanyang panampalataya lalong tumibay pa, na lalong nagbigay papuri sa kanyang pangalan. Isipin niyo, when God promises us something, He would fulfill it, and it would give us the best life. At magbibigay yung papuri sa Kanya, sa Panginoon. At sabi ng Bible, at lubos na nanalig na ang Diyos na nangako ay may kapangyarihang makagawa noon. And He did. Matthew 19, chapter 9, verse 29. Then He touched their eyes, saying, according to your faith, be it done unto you. And their eyes were opened. Ayon sa iyong panampalataya, nais magkaroon paningin. Then nanampalataya ka sa akin, be it done unto you. And their eyes were opened. Why? Ephesians 3:20, because God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think. Magugulat ka. Yung hinihiling mo, higit pa ron ay pagkakalob sa iyo. Pangatlong bagay, believe that God is a rewarder. Nagbibiyaya po siya. Hebrews 11:6. Without faith, it is impossible to please Him. For he that cometh to God must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. God promises that if we seek Him and live in His righteousness, He will provide our needs. And that if we find joy, it's because of His presence. Ibibigay niya po ang nasa ninyong puso. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and He shall give thee the desires. Psalm 37:4. Yung ating pagtitiwala sa Diyos, the more we live by faith sa Panginoon, it will humble us. Example, Genesis 45, verse 10 to 15. It speaks of the story of Joseph. He was sold ng kanyang mga inggiterong kapatid sa slave market. And then, to make the long story short and bad, naging alipin si Joseph. Then, paborito siyang anak ng kanyang ama, nakakaingita siya ng mga kapatid, binenta siya, gumawa ng istorya, nagawa ng fake news. So, if you're under the impression, tayo mga tao sa ngayon, if you're under the impression that you are to become great or to be famous because of your accomplishment, if you're with the impression nandiyan ka sa estado mo ngayon, ang ganda, because of what you did, because of your galing, I believe you are having a wrong attitude. We are on a terrible shock. Sapagat greatness comes in the sweet spirit of humility and forgiveness towards others. Si Joseph, sa Old Testament, he was an example para sa ating lahat. He was sold to slave market, he became a slave, and then dinala siya sa isang lugar sa pagiging empleyado na isang leader, and then the Lord blessed the amo because of his faith, and he was promoted from the pit. Pero na-promote siya, ginawa siya ni story ng asawa, ng kahalayan, then he was put to prison, from the pit to the prison, then he was able to overcome it by faith, and then he was put to the palace. But he was forgiving. Nang magutom ang kanyang mga kapatid, siya nasa magandang estado, nakatuntong ang kanyang pasalupa, walang pagmamalaki. He has all the right, he has all the power, he has all the authority to naggumanti. Tablain man lang yung kanyang mga kaanak, kapatid, na nang walang yan sa kanya. And yet no, He was forgiving. He was generous in mercy. And it takes God to make your heart right. That's how humility is. You have all the capacity to take vengeance, and yet hindi mo ginawa because you are humble. And that's the real beauty sa buhay ni Joseph. The truth of God's life in faith ay pinakikita niya sa kanyang buhay. He was great mainly because of his attitude. He has a life of faith. Bakit to? Una, when we are able by faith to see God's plan sa lahat ng sitwasyon, kahit bad, kahit kapagpakan ng mga tao, pinipilit ipasok sa atin, negative, but you still maintain a good attitude. You still see the plan of God kahit mukhang masama na plano sa iyo. God will save you. God will promote you. Sabi ni Joseph, God sent me to preserve you, mga kanyang kaanak, and to save your life. By faith, he saw God sa kanyang sitwasyon. He saw God in his location. Sabi ni sa pastor, a positive theological attitude will do wonders for your geographical latitude. Pagka po tama ang puso, kahit anong sitwasyon, that person will always see the hand of God working. Pangalawang bagay na gusto makita natin tungkol kay Joseph of the Old Testament, when I am able by faith to sense God's hand sa bawat sitwasyon, ang ating puso po, ang ating attitude will always be right. Pag tayo nagsimula ng, bakit ba ako nalagay dito? Bakit ba nakapalpak-palpak ang buhay ko? Bakit ba ako nasadlak sa ganitong sitwasyon? But instead, you would say, I believe God has a plan. I believe God has a plan for us. Kaya ako narito, yung isa na promote kagad, ako hindi pa, I should be in that place. Ganun, nangyayari yun. Instead of you gripe and bellyache and complain, you would say, alam ko, ang Diyos hindi nagpapabaya. I know God meant it for good. Sabi niya sa kanya, mga kapatid, you thought evil against me, but God meant it for good. If that attitude ni Joseph ay kagaya ng magiging tulad natin, you will become a trophy of grace. Ang Diyos niluluwalhati, and God will work. God will bless. God is pleased to grant the desires of your heart. And Joseph shows that the only way to find happiness in the grind of life is to live by faith. Yung buhay na puno ng pagtitiwala sa Diyos will make the difference. Magiging maayos ang pananaw, magiging positive ang ating tingin sa mga bagay. It would affect your attitude towards people, towards your situation, your circumstances, even towards others. Hindi yung nakasimangot ka lagi, nakasinghal ka lagi, na para kang pitbull na nakaangil ka lagi. Instead, you will make other people happy. Yung presence mo will calm. Kumbaga, you will be the effect of the medicine. Hindi ikaw yung lasa ng gamot. You will soothe the pain. Only then, our feet would become swift to do what is right. You want to be considered great someday? You want to be considered a good example? You want to see God answer your prayers? Our prayers? Walk by faith. Trust God to renew our attitude. Magkaroon tayo ng tamang pananaw. Higit sa lahat pagtitiwala. In short, live by faith. Sa pastor, ang kinuusap ang mga unemployed na mga members niya. At isa nagpapaliwanagan din. Finally, isang tao kausap niya. Sabi niya, so you want me to pray for you na magkaroon ka ng trabaho? Yes po. At that God would provide you a job? Yes. Have you prepared your resume? Hindi pa ho. Inintay ko yung opening eh. Nagkaroon ka na ba ng interest na maghanap ng mga opening kung saan? So wala pang CV? Hindi pa ho ako naghahanap ng papel kong pasukan. Naghihintay ako ng opening. I'm just waiting on God. I trust Him. Sabi ng pastor, then, I hope you don't mind to remain jobless for life. Try to think of the motto ng mga sundalo ng araw. It should apply to all of us. Trust God, but keep your powder dry. In other words, put your life in the hand of God, but always stay ready. Hindi yung tiwala ka sa Diyos, wala kang gagawin. No. Hindi po ganun ang uri ng buhay na gusto ng Diyos. Do all that you can to prepare yourself for the battle. Unawain nyo that the ultimate outcome rests sa Diyos. To walk by faith does not mean you stop thinking. To walk by faith does not mean you stop working. To walk by faith and live by faith does not mean wala kang gagawin. God won't tolerate laziness. I mean, God will never tolerate katamaran, katigasan ng puso, kaambugan. So, to trust God does not imply becoming lazy, apathetic. Pagka ganun po ating pananaw, huwag kang umasa, aasenso buhay natin. It's a distortion of biblical faith. So tayo, kayo, ako, tayong mga naniniwala sa Diyos, you trust God with your finances, family, friends, even foes, but do something. At hindi po license tayo, lalo sa pananalipi. Tiwala ko sa Diyos that He would provide, then when nakako ka ng konting barya, ubusin yung paglalakwatsa, paglalamierda, pagbibisyo. God won't tolerate that. Tayo lahat, mga kapatid, naghahangad, maganda maging kalusugan. Maganda maging pangatawan. Huwag ka na maaya ng tagayan nakikipagtagayan na kagad tayo. Kung makapag-vape ka, kala mo parang kang nagpapausok ng puno ng mangga. And then, you want your body to be healthy? Kung makatungga ng alak, gayon na lang, napakawagas at makasinghot ng droga, makatira ng mga bisyo, you will never be healthy. Tiwala tayo sa araw-araw, ingatan tayo ng Diyos. Ikaw makapagmotor ka man, wagas ka, lahat makakita mong singit ka. That is presumptuous. Sinabi mo, ingatan ka ng Panginoon sa magapong, pero wala kang kaingat-ingat sa pagmamaneho. Wala kang ingat sa iyong kapwa-driver. So faith and careful planning go hand in hand. Wisdom says to do all you can within your strength. Then trust God to do what you cannot do, what you cannot accomplish. Tandaan rin mga kapatid, acting foolishly, then expecting God to bail you out is not faith. It's presumptuous. Kambugan. Living by faith will help us overcome. Living by faith will help us to be humble. Living by faith will help us to act with wisdom. Sabi sa Matthew 11:24, therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that you receive them, and ye shall have them. So do you want to overcome lahat ng pagsubok, lahat ng suliranin? 1 John 5:4, for whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world, and this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Again, mga kapatid, it is by faith. That's the medium of exchange in the kingdom of heaven. By faith, the trust that we have is the reason Christ said, doon sa dalawang bulag, according to your faith, be it unto you. Matthew 9:29, your faith is the measure of your victory. So, all of the things grace provides come to us by faith. Romans 1:17, for therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith. As it is written, the just shall live by faith. So, the way we live the Christian life is not by striving or by trying, but by trusting. Mahirap gawin, ang daling sabihin, magtiwala ka sa Diyos. Alam nyo, if you will just do exactly that, pagtiwala natin ng Diyos, lahat magbabago. For the best. Let me give an example. Susunod yung isang lugar, kabayan, usok ang kapal. Isa sa biktima roon yung bahay na naiwanan yung elementary student na bata at nalaman ng tatay, huangos siya at wala siya magawa kundi na mapumasok sa loob at sumisigaw yung anak, tatay, tulungan mo ako. Tulungan mo, mamatay ako rito. Habang madilim ang paligid, mausok, sabi nung bilang minadinig siya, anak, dito ko, anak, nakikita kita. Tatay, nasaan hindi kita nakikita? Basta, steady ka lang, sabi, steady ka lang, tatay, natatakot ako. Sabi ng tatay, tumalong ka. Hindi kita nakikita, natatakot po ako. Anak, hindi mo ako nakikita, pero nakikita kita. Just jump. And then he did. Mga kapatid, maraming bagay tayo hindi nakita, hindi maunawaan, hindi maintindihan. But when God said something sa iyo na malinaw, just do it. And you will see the difference. Why? Because you live by faith. Ano ibig sabihin? Mabuhay tayo na buang pagtitiwala sa Diyos at bigyan tayo ng karunungan na gabayan tayo araw-araw. God bless us all. And God give you peace. Maraming salamat po. Until next time, please keep praying for Squad 240 sa pangunguna ni Patrolman Tyron Espinosa, Patrolman Reginald de la Cruz, Patrolman Francis Lloyd Legardo, Police Corporal Jodrick Benedictus, Police Staff Sergeant Adio Burgess. Please pray for Police Master Sergeant Fernando Datig, Police Master Sergeant Rodolfo Cesar Ramos, Police Master Sergeant Ryan Garcia, ang aming Assistant Squad Leader na Police Senior Master Sergeant Will Ray Guillermo. Please pray for our Squad Leader na si Police Executive Master Sergeant Sir Joseph Aquino. God bless you all and stay safe. See you next Tuesday. Salamat po.